Hello sir, how can I help you?
Can I get 1 pound of sugar, a packet of noodles, and 2 packs of wafers?
Sure, I will get them for you. Here you go, sir.
Thank you so much. Can I get the bill please?
There is absolutely no need of it, sir. We are always available for our customers. Have faith.
Alright then, thank you. What is this? They gave me an open packet of noodles and a damaged packet of sugar. I need to get them right away. I was here an hour ago and you sold me damaged products. I want to get my money back right now.
Alright, give the bill and we will satisfy you.
But you didn't give the bill.
We always give the bill to our customers. If you don't have it, sorry, we can't refund back your money.
It was so stupid of me for not taking the bill. I have to be alert from the next time. Well, what happened with that customer was really unfair, but it was also an act of stupidity. You being a consumer should be aware of the important guidelines which are always to be followed in the market. Let me tell you more about consumer awareness in detail. Consumer awareness means being conscious of having knowledge about the various consumer production laws, redress mechanism and the consumer rights, which include right to protection of health and safety from goods and services that the consumer buy, right to be informed about the quality, price, potency, purity and standard of good, right to choose the best from a variety of others, right to get representation if there is any grievance or suggestion, and right to seek redress against unfair trade practice or unscrupulous exploitation. If someone tries to fool you, don't remain quiet. Take action against it and ask for your rights. If you're not given justice, contact the Consumer Helpline number, which is available for all the customers 24/7. The consumer movement originated as a social force for protecting and promoting the interest of consumers against the unfair and restrictive trade practices. However, it took many years for organizations in India and abroad to create awareness among customers. But although the consumer is advertised as the king by the sellers and service providers, the traders used to treat them as slaves in real life. For example, there are several cases of misbehavior with bank officials. Senior citizens or goods are often sold with the label stating that the items purchased will not be received back under any circumstances and so on. This unethical, illegal, and unilateral declaration has to be viewed in light of developed countries. Here are a few landmarks in the growth of consumer awareness. Consumer movement during 1960s till mid-1970s. Consumer movement since 1980s, spread of buyer's market from a seller's market, and influence of international movement. The consumer movement is an effort to promote consumer protection through an organized social movement, which is in many places led by consumer organizations. It advocates for the rights of consumers, especially when those rights are actively breached by the actions of corporations, governments, and other organizations which provide products and services to consumers. Consumer movements also commonly advocate for increased health and safety standards, honest information about products in advertising, and consumer representation in political bodies. Beginning in the 1960s and 1970s, scholars began to recognize waves of consumer activism, and much of the academic research on the consumer movement sorted it into 3 waves of consumer activism. The first wave occurred at the start of the 20th century, the second wave in the 1920s and 1930s, and the third wave from the 1960s to the 1970s. There has been an upsurge in the number of consumer groups since 1980s. At present there are about 700 consumer organizations in India working in the field of consumer protection. Some of these are Voice, New Delhi; Consumer Unity Trust Society, Jaipur; Consumer Guidance Society, Mumbai; Citizen Consumer and Civic Action Group, Chennai; Consumer Voice, New Delhi. Greater awareness among the consumers about their rights also led to a gradual transition from predominantly seller's market to a buyer's market. Such a transition implies that consumerism would dominate Indian market in the next millennium. Consumerism means the process of realizing the rights of consumers. However, such a transition process becomes successful only when all the players in the field act together with proper coordination and transparency. In the buyer's market, the buyers dominate the terms and conditions in the market for protecting their interests, and just the opposite happens in the seller's market. The spread of consumer movement in India has also been influenced by some international movements in favor of consumer protection. In fact, the consumer movement got a boost and moral support from late U.S. President John F. Kennedy in his historic declaration in Congress about 4 basic consumer rights: right to choose, right to information, right to safety and right to be heard. Every year March 15th is celebrated as World Consumer Right Day. Hope we were able to convey our message through this video. At the end, we would just like to say that be alert and awake of all the cheats happening around you. Also, be prompt to take action against if anyone has done unfair with you.